Probably best. More for me.
Fucking alcoholic.
I had to come back for that, but I forgot it because I'm drunk. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. And I guess 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Manic Expression pregame. If you don't know what a pregame is, well, it's when you imbibe alcohol before you imbibe alcohol because you're an asshole and you just don't want to spend that much money at the bar. That being said, the whole point of this is basically so that I could drink a whole bunch of rum before we can do our movie commentary, and because I'm a lazy piece of shit and we absolutely need something for the 28th of October for our Manic Expression 31 Days of Halloween. So here we go. We're going to discuss anything and everything horror related while I get ready for the commentary for House on Haunted Hill. With me today, I've got James. James, say hello.
Hello.
You could have done better, but fuck it.
I
All
could've.
right. Yeah, you had your chance. You fucked it up. Jim, say hello. Better.
Hello, better.
Wise ass. And we have Kyle. That was certainly
Sorry.
something.
Yeah. I think he's got a hairball.
Yeah.
How horrifying.
You gotta stop licking your crotch,
I'm really
Kyle.
a cat. Did you know that? I've been talking to a cat this whole time.
Yeah.
I learned how to use a microphone and a computer.
Yeah. But you have to stop licking your crotch.
Fuck, this is
Come
the
on.
internet, so I guess that works.
If you could lick your crotch, you would do it.
There'd be no Manic Expression. I'd be too busy.
Look, I have started taking yoga. It so
Mhm.
far no success.
Oh, I don't think I'd do that. Maybe if I was a woman, but no.
You're not?
I still don't understand. If you wanted to suck a dick and you're a woman, you wouldn't need yoga. You just need to get on
No,
your knees and find a
I'm
man.
I'm not talking about sucking a dick. I'm talking about I would only try to lick my own crotch if I was a woman.
So you'd still be gay.
What?
But although I guess if you were a cat, it would be okay, but weird for us still. How horrifying! I don't know. We're already off topic. Fuck, it's just like the digression session. We're getting no better.
No.
I guess we'll start off with has anyone seen a horror movie in the past month? Because as we found out, there's like a whole bunch of Manic Expression that fucking loves Halloween, and the other half, usually the ones who actually do these types of podcasts, could not give less of a shit.
Well,
Watch movies.
yeah.
Fucking
Oh.
Jim, have you
Yeah.
seen? Have
Well,
you seen or played anything horror related?
Well, in terms of movies, I don't know if this counts as a movie, but there's this video called 7 Girls, 5 Cups, which is pretty horrifying.
Oh.
I don't
No.
quite understand or the reference.
Sure you don't. Alright, no, but no, actually, I don't do much horror movies, but I've actually been doing some horror game-related reviews, playing some horror games to get it in, to fit the Halloween mood. I just recently finished one called The Vanishing of Ethan Carter.
Yeah, you
Which
just
isn't-
recommended that one to me. What is it
Yeah.
about?
It's inspired by the weird fiction of Lovecraft and Derelith.
Oh, so
and
it's
their
horribly
contemporaries.
racist.
No, it's not horribly racist.
Damn it! Then I'm not gonna fucking play it. You already blew it.
Okay. Well, no, it's about a paranormal detective named Paul Prospero, who is called to Red Creek Valley, a small town in Wisconsin, because a young boy named Ethan Carter wrote to him and told him that there were some very strange, very disturbing incidents happening in his town.
Okay, so let me just get this straight. Some fucking guinea decides that somebody in Wisconsin deserves his attention, and then goes out there and realizes that he might have been piddled by someone. No, this is like a fucking Catholic conspiracy.
No, it's
And
no,
how
it's
is
not.
this a fucking game?
Well, it's kind of like Myst. You know, you got puzzles to solve, not that many, but you also have to solve murders.
I already solved the puzzle. It's the
Yeah.
Pope. He diddled him. There you go.
No, it's not. No
How
one.
horrifying.
No one gets diddled, but plenty of people do get murdered.
Well, that's depressing.
Yeah,
But
and it basic,
I was
and you have
talking
to try.
I was talking about diddling children, and you just had to bring up murder. God.
Yeah. Well, no, it's very interesting because as the investigation goes forward, you keep uncovering things that keep uncovering evidence that talks about this strange entity called the Sleeper, which has apparently exerted its influence over the people of the town, and is driving them to acts of murder. So basically, you have to try and save Ethan and whoever else is left alive before you also become a victim of the Sleeper's influence.
Okay, so is Ethan a character worth saving, or is he just like some kind of whiny pretty boy who deserves to die?
I say he deserves saving.
Gotcha, deserves to die. Kyle,
Right.
You heartless bastard.
have you seen anything worth worth talking about? Like you
Well-
watch movies, right?
No, what are movies? I don't know what those are.
Motherfucker, come on! Give me something. I need to finish my glass of rum, for Christ's sake. I even got fucking Sailor Jerry's to it. This only had to be 45 minutes instead of an hour and a goddamn half.
Okay. I had to watch Fright Night, both of them, and
Oh yeah, I read that review, and you guys went with the 1980s version.
yeah.
Well,
Right.
that one had Roddy McDowall in it, and Roddy McDowall is fucking awesome.
You know, here's what I'll say about Fright Night. Both movies, I can't even compare them as like the new and the old like you guys did, because they're both completely separate movies. They both have their own mythos attached to them, which is fan-fucking-tastic. Both of them are great fun. The old one in the 1980s is so much like Dracula, it's ridiculous. I mean, he's this vampire that you knew and grew up with, and then this new one is this brutal, like psychotic vampire that makes him terrifying. And if I were to pick, I think I'd pick the new one, just because I think that one is more fun. But then again, it's so hard because when I was watching the old one, I got laid.
Wow, that's something.
Yeah, so good
Yeah.
times, good memories.
Now every time I watch Fright Night now,
Yeah, picture my
I'm gonna
penis.
remember. Fuck.
There you go. You
Ruined the
love it.
movie.
You love the 1981, and you love my cock. Congratulations, Kyle.
85. You fuck. Hate you.
So James, how about you? I mean, I know you're busy with all this shit, because Manic Expression is basically a bunch of children running around. I'm sorry, Kyle. I'm sorry, Jim. You know it's fucking true. All right. So, have you had time to actually, including like your own children running around? Like, have you had time to sit down and watch something?
Yeah, October. I've been watching some movies with my daughter. We've actually been trying. I've been trying to mix it up. Normally, like in October, we'll watch actual horror movies, but we've been watching also more like mixing it up between actual horror movies and then like horror movie spoofs. Like tonight, we've been watching Repossessed.
The fuck is
Anybody?
Repossessed?
One of Leslie Nielsen's last hurrahs.
Yeah. It's actually, I bought the DVD. It's in a collection called the Lost Collection, movies that you forgot existed. And it looks like a cheap VHS transfer onto DVD, but it was the only version of that movie that exists on DVD. And it's not as funny as I remember when I was 12,
Yeah.
but I don't know, maybe because I watched it so often when I was a kid, it's still got some nostalgic value. And then every Halloween, I also have to watch Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters gets watched at some point in October.
Well, yeah, of course you have to.
And the one, too, that I had to watch this month was Angel Heart.
Have you watched that again?
I love Angel Heart.
It's such a good movie. You get to see one of the Cosby girls naked.
Yeah, you do.
I know.
Yeah, and not the one
It's
who went
so
into
creepy.
porn.
And you don't get to see shit, but it has such a good atmosphere. It does that so well.
What else have you
But,
been watching, James? Because, I mean, you're
My
showing
big-
your daughter shit, so, like, spoofs are great, but is she old enough to actually see, like, the hardcore things where it's, like, blood and guts shooting on the walls, or at the
Oh,
very
yeah.
least, a weird Chinese girl with, like, fucking hair in her face, and by Chinese, I mean
Old enough.
Japanese.
She was old enough. She she was 10. I've been letting her watch that shit forever. I watched it when I was her age, so I have no problem with her watching it. Like the only thing I won't let her watch is like, like Saw, Hostel, shit like that. Especially like, I mean, just like nobody needs to see Hostel. I don't need to see Hostel too. So
Well, you know what? Hostel 1 actually had like a decent plot and story. You had the torture porn, but it was before torture porn was a thing. So it kind of had this. It was. How to describe it? Imagine you're in the 1980s and you've kind of seen these slashers for the first time, and all this gore is new and scary. And this was the first time it took it to the nth degree and really made it scary again for a crowd that has seen it for 20 years. That being said, when you see Hostel 2, all you see is, the guy got a dick cut off. That's what I'd do if he was a dick. You have no dick. I don't know. It's one of those things where torture porn has become one of those things that it's a staple you need to experience at some point. But then again, you just need to see one in order to understand what it's going for.
Well, and I watched the only one of the Saw movies I watched was the first one.
Same.
And I saw it on TV, so I didn't even see the good, like the uncut version. I saw the Sci-Fi Channel version. So
What did you see? You didn't see fucking Saw. You probably saw like fucking Curious George meets a fucking videotape machine.
yeah, it was severely cut down.
Yeah,
I mean, really obviously cut down.
That actually reminds me of do you guys remember the movie with fuck. Of course now I have to remember it, or smack dab in the middle of this shit. Not Admission. What's the one with God damn it. Someone come up with something while I think of things.
You were talking about torture porn.
Yeah, talk more about torture porn.
Well, no, I was thinking perhaps the scene that best. You say everyone needs to experience it once, and I think perhaps the best way to experience it would probably be the scene in Grand Theft Auto 5 when Trevor has been contacted by the government to torture someone for information on a suspected terrorist, and in the end, and it is very graphic in what you can see, and at the end when Trevor's actually driving the guy back to the airport, he talks about how torture is basically ineffective because the guy he was brutalizing was ready to give the information without being tortured. Basically says torture is just a power play that's used to assert ourselves.
Fantastic. I'm sorry I wasn't paying attention because I found the movie I was actually looking for.
Yeah. So suck all that, all you GTA 5 haters. It actually did have some poignant social commentary.
And thank you very much for filling in the dead air.
Yeah.
So the movie I was thinking of was Election. All right, you guys remember that with Reese Witherspoon?
Oh,
yeah. And
All right,
Matthew Broderick, yeah.
Yeah, have you ever seen that on like USA or something where it's cut to ribbons?
No.
All right.
Yeah.
So when Melissa first saw it, and Melissa, if you don't know, I usually call her Bunny because it's cute and fuck you.
Because you make her wear the rabbit ears?
Well, that's only doggy style. If you've seen Election, you'd understand that. So if you've ever seen it, you know this is a hard R-rated movie. And she's only seen it cut on TV, and she thought it was this cute, fun movie. So when I finally showed it to her, it was... I swear I just showed her like some awful bestiality, cruel horror torture porn. Because she had no idea how dark it got. I think it was around the time when it was like Matthew Broderick was basically doing his wife. And she just appears, just goes, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me. Where she was like, Martin, what are we watching? Can we go back to something nice and fun like Hocus Pocus?
Yeah. Who wants to see him fuck Sarah Jessica Parker anyway?
Well, no, I mean, that's why
Well,
the
that
head
is
that
real
you see where
life. God. Nobody wants to see that.
No.
Maybe some people.
That's why I invented. Well, I mean, the guy who got fucked by the horse would probably love to see porn with Sarah Jessica Parker. But so yeah, all right. And anyone else seen anything good like in the past? Actually, you know what I just saw? It's called The Sacrament. Have you guys ever heard of it? I think it's one of those ones that's I don't know if it's exclusive to Netflix, but it's produced by Eli Roth, so I was expecting one of these, like, oh my god, it's going to be so torturous. It's going to just be like people cutting out their own intestines or tying their fucking balls in a knot like those fucking Australian guys who do puppetry of the penis.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's the thing. Look it up, Kyle. I dare you.
Uh, I'm good. No.
But yeah, I was expecting that, and honestly, while it was basically almost a retelling of Jonestown, it was fucking disturbing. It was one of those ones where just because I knew the story didn't mean that it took away from the impact of what happened.
Yeah.
It's these two guys, and they're from Vice magazine, and they go into this commune. And like I said, if you just Wikipedia fucking Jonestown, big spoiler alert.
Mm.
3 of my father's friends from high school ended up getting suckered into the Jonestown cult.
Thank you, Jim. I didn't
I'm
finish
just-
my review, and then all of a sudden you just go and say, some of my family died in Jonestown.
No, not family, friends of my father.
Oh, then fuck them.
Oh, that's okay. They,
Oh. Well, they have been dead for almost 40 years now. I'm sure they don't care if you say anything bad about them.
Alright, because they were kind of dumb. I mean, just... just looking through it, it's like, yeah, it's horrible. All the people who, like, went through that, and it really shows you the horror of what was going on. And it was... I wanted to shut it off because I actually had to take care of my bedroom, because that was a horror show in and of itself. But I had to keep watching because even though I knew what was going to happen, I was still like, no, please don't do that. Thank God there was no, like, awesome fucking senator who came down and got shot. Instead, it was just a whole bunch of pricks I didn't give a shit about. But still, it was... See, it's taking my fucking breath away. I mean, it's not even like it's the greatest movie I've ever seen, but it was just so different from what I was used to. Honestly, if you want something that's disturbing this Halloween, and you don't want to just see someone's dick get cut off, so in other words, you don't want to see Hostel 2, or... Actually, there was something like 2000s, like the mid-2000s, where they really love cutting off penises. Despite that,
That's
if
porn
you...
that you watch?
What?
Is that maybe just the porn that you watch?
Did I? I don't know. I get blackouts sometimes, so maybe I was jerking off to some weird things and thinking about Hannibal Holocaust. Yeah, Cannibal Holocaust. But honestly, if you want something a little different, and it doesn't even get that graphic until the end where people start getting shot, I would actually recommend The Sacrament if you're just fucking browsing through Netflix and you need something to watch. So let's bring it back to Jim. What else you playing? Actually, you know what? Fuck that shit.
Well,
Like,
no,
if you had an optimal Halloween, like you have the entire month to be scared.
Yeah.
What would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah, Jim. What would you do?
Go to St. Louis and carry a "fuck the police" sign around the state police headquarters.
Okay, I guess I have to fucking rephrase, cause. All right, something fun that won't end up with you actually murdered. Because otherwise, I'm gonna fucking recreate, Die Hard 3 and just walk around Harlem with a sign that says, "Well, you know."
Yeah.
All right, let's say that you're
maybe,
gonna have a fun, safe Halloween.
Yeah.
And you have your choice of doing anything. What would you do that would actually scare you?
Gee, I don't know if I could do anything that would scare me really, but if I wanted to have a good time, I live in Pennsylvania. I'm I live an hour away from Dorney Park, and they always do their little fright nights in October. So,
Have you ever gone, or is this just like one of those things that you want to do but you haven't?
one of the things I've wanted to do but haven't been able to because of either time constraints or budgetary reasons.
Well, is there any reason you can't this year?
Well, I'm trying to find a new job.
Well, shit, that happened. I
Yeah.
still remember those days where you don't have a job and it's like, oh, you know what? I want to do something fun. And then you open up your wallet and go, oh, well, fuck me. That's not going to happen.
Such is life.
I know. Eventually we all get there. It's the ups and downs. And
Lefts, rights,
let's go
E's,
existential.
A's,
what is the
starts.
What is the true horror? You can scare me, but a A blank check that cannot be filled will always be more treacherous than any mass murderer. That sounds so gay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you were trying to sound philosophical, that just sounded like a lot of bullshit to me.
Yeah. Oh, good. So I did sound French.
Philosophical, not French.
There's really no difference.
Has France ever produced any really good philosophers?
Jean
Descartes?
Monod?
Maybe Jacques Derrida, but I think that's about it.
They have produced a lot of douchebags.
I'm wondering how many people in France listen to this. Probably not that interesting. They're probably like, fuck you.
Well,
guys.
none now.
Any French listeners, when we talk about the douchebags, we are not referring to Charles de Gaulle.
Oh,
We are referring to you
it
personally.
was a good. Yeah.
So Kyle, let's say you had an unlimited budget and you could do anything that would scare you. What would you do?
I'd probably go to some creepy ass place. I don't know, like haunted, some people. I don't know. I guess.
Like a real haunted place or like a haunted house? Like, cause if you go to
No,
Universal
like-
Studios or something like that, you'll get like these really high-end $1 million haunted houses. Or do you want to just go to some bumfuck place in, I don't know, Iowa, where it's like, my hotel, if you go to room 36, I swear you'll see things moving around, and it's not just because, I drank the moonshine
You know
upside
what?
down through my asshole.
Actually, fuck that. I would go find Bigfoot. I
Oh,
want
well,
to
that's a long fuck. So basically you're saying that you'll be scared because you'll be lost in the woods,
Yeah.
looking for nothing. You'll find the Blair fucking witch before you find Bigfoot.
He's out there.
Well, everyone knows Bigfoot died decades ago.
Yeah, he shot himself.
I know, they preserved it in video game history. How about
I
you,
did
Jay?
shoot Bigfoot. I shot Bigfoot in Red Dead Redemption.
I still haven't bought that because I can't find it on like Can you get that on the PC? Can you get like Red Dead Redemption and the follow-up on Steam or just GOG or anything?
Let me check.
No idea.
Thank
But
you, Jim. But while Jim's doing
No,
that,
you can't.
oh fuck you! Fuck you,
Uh,
internet. That's the
uh,
one thing I want to play, and you know what? You can't give it to me. You can't give it to me because you're a failure. I'm
Just
sorry,
get a-
internet. I didn't
just get
mean
a-
to.
Just get a PlayStation 3.
I have a PlayStation 3.
Then just get Red Dead Redemption for it.
Don't tell me what to do, Jim.
I have to tell you what to do, because I'm actually your mother.
Jim? Jim? Shut up. Alright, James, how about you? If you had, like, an unlimited budget and you could go anywhere and do anything to make yourself scared, what would you do?
well, where I used to live in Long Beach, they always did those stupid tours of the Queen Mary, which was supposed to be haunted, which was really just our way of milking stupid terrorists or the terrorists. I don't know where that because they're all fucking. No, I would go to like an actual like a castle or something that was reportedly haunted in Scotland or something, like an actual creepy old school kind of haunted castle thing. Either that or there is a thing I found a flyer for a haunted forest thing that they're doing near me, but it looks like the kind of place where you'll get raped. So
Well, that's horrifying in and of itself. Come to our haunted forest. You might be raped.
I mean it was tempting, but
It was tempting. I went with a bottle of Crisco, but in the end, I turned around and decided, nope, not for me.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Uh,
All right, even for me, that was a little far.
No.
Oh,
No,
actually,
fine.
Kyle's like, nah, you could have went one step beyond. What could you have done?
actually, James brings up haunted tours. That reminds me. They say that down in New Orleans, they have some of the best tours of allegedly haunted areas. Graveyards, houses, the home of the Voodoo Queen Marie Laveau.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's something about New Orleans where it's like I understand that there's a history of voodoo, and I know that it can be kind of freaky, but I think that's really only the ignorant that really see it as something scary. I see
I
it as
wouldn't-
what it is. It's really just a branch of Christianity that
Yeah.
decided that it wanted to be even more crazy than regular.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah,
don't see it
Actually,
as scary for
that's
either.
not even fair.
It's
We
a-
have the fucking Mormons.
Oh. Oh.
The scary part, though, is the people that believe it. It's not that it's true, it's that there are people who'll cut your fucking heart out uh, because they believe it.
But
That's the scary part.
But I mean,
Yeah.
I think there's a check.
Wait,
I think there's
who
a
cut-
check and balance when
I
it
don't
comes
know
to
who
voodoo.
I don't know who cuts your heart out except the Aztecs.
Well, I mean, there is a whole thing. I mean, there is a check and balance when it comes to voodoo. You still have the Christian side, which means you can't murder, you can't do all these things, and you believe in Jesus Christ. Then you have the African traditions, where you do have these rituals, and you do have sacrifice, but it's using chickens and pigs and things like that. It's not like in an actual tribal community where there are still superstitions that involve human sacrifice. Recently, there was someone who was murdered by their uncle because of something that a witch doctor told them. Now
Yeah.
here's the fucked up thing that I imagined, and then it fucking happened. There was somebody who the same witch doctor, and I'm saying witch doctor because, well,
Yeah.
that's what the English translation would be for what they are, and what they're saying is so stupid, I can't do anything but degrade them with this actual term. So this witch doctor told the father of this family, you have to kill your nephew in order to prevent this thing happening to your daughter. Meanwhile, the same witch doctor told the nephew that he has to kill the father of the family to stop what's happening to his brother. So which one's true? They basically are trying to murder each other, and only one thing is going to happen. So, and neither of them see this as a problem. Neither of them see this as something where, hey, maybe this guy is just full of shit. Maybe we shouldn't murder each other.
Well, that's just the case of people who are so far gone in their beliefs that they're willing to abandon, basic decency and humanity. I mean, hell, in some African nations and some Southeast Asian nations, people are still murdered because they're suspected of practicing witchcraft.
Ah, fuck, that's true. Let's hope they all just get Ebola.
That's too soon. Too soon.
Not soon enough. They don't have Ebola yet.
He has a point.
Are you trying to ensure that we're all gonna get sent to hell?
Well, I mean,
Well,
I
I
could
don't
go in
believe
the
it.
philosophical way and say, do you really believe in hell? Or I could say, yes.
Well, it all depends on it. For me, hell would be having to listen to a dubstep remix of "Come On Eileen" over and over again for all eternity.
Honestly, you had me right up until you said, come on, Eileen, because that would just be awful. I like dubstep, too.
You like dubstep?
I love the wub wubs. Fuck you. Look, I could not picture Borderlands 2 with a soundtrack that did not end up with wub 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 wub. Drop!
Okay. Borderlands and Vinyl Scratch from My Little Pony are the exceptions for making dubstep acceptable.
Now you just made me hate dubstep because you said My Little Pony. Fuck you, Jim. Fuck you.
don't-
That's the most horrifying part of the whole night. It's
You don't
not
like-
that we're talking about ghouls and ghosts. It's that you said My Little Pony and dubstep. Fuck you.
You don't like Vinyl Scratch?
I like Final Scratch, but come
Yeah.
on. I have integrity
Do you? Do you really?
to a point.
So everyone knows the best part of the Borderlands soundtrack is that Cage the Elephant song. You know there ain't no rest for the wicked.
Yeah, that's the first one.
it
There's not
don't
the Cage
grow
the Elephant
on
song in the
trees.
second one.
Yeah.
Nice. I like that whole soundtrack. But you know what? I do have to ask. I mean, we've been talking about horror movies, video games, African people who deserve Ebola, which is horrible. And what does scare you? Kyle, what scares you? Like, honestly.
Like real shit or like shit that could never happen?
No, like, some... do both.
I don't know. The end of the world? That's pretty high up there.
Look, here's what I'll say. Human behavior can scare me. I can watch a lot of these psycho killers doing their psycho killer thing because I know they're cartoon characters. When I see Jason Voorhees or Freddy Krueger, or if I see a fucking zombie, depending on the zombie movie, of course, I'll just kind of sit back and be like, ha, look at that. They're just, murdering people, and it's cute. I don't know how to describe it. It's like, oh, ain't that quaint? He just ripped out his liver. That's fine. Yeah. It's fine, because I know these things can't exist. It's when you go into, like, something like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original. These people could exist, and in fact, I've read about people who have existed, who have done who have done more than what the people in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie have done.
Like Ed Gein, which is what that's based off of.
Ed Gein is there's like at least 3 famous movies that he's based off of. People aren't even sure whether or not he actually murdered anyone. He might just be a grave robber, and that's weird and disturbing enough as is. He did have lamps and furniture made of human bones and skin, but
so did Heinrich Himmler.
Who doesn't, though?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Don't ask me about the Holocaust, but still.
Ooh.
Yeah, here we go. Is that? Come on.
Well, really
Is that one too soon?
That happened.
Yeah, I know, and then they can't catalog it, so it's gone forever. I saw a documentary, and they thought they had one. Turned out to be cattle hide.
Oh, jeez.
I know, right? All right, but I still have a book right down here. I actually got it signed by Doug Benson because I'm a fucking idiot.
Doug Benson, the comedian who advocates for marijuana legalization.
Yeah, I didn't have anything else for him to sign, and I went up to him after a show, and I said, hey, can you sign my book? He's like, sure. I'm like, pick a serial killer. He's like, he was so high. He was like, I'll pick the clown. And he just wrote clown face and signed his name.
Cool.
But yeah, I still have this whole book of fucking people who have done terrible, terrible, terrible things. And still, there's not a movie that could capture it, because there's a point where even movies will say, people aren't going to fucking believe this. I mean, there's a woman who just stepped on baby heads. I mean, come on. I actually wrote about that in an article. These are true stories. There was a man and a woman who would pick up hitchhiking prostitutes, to be very fucking specific. They would lop off their heads, and then she would watch and, finger blast herself while he used the head for fellatio.
Huh.
This is horrifying to me.
I told you that story in confidence.
And then I accept a script writing proposal from the person who did this. No wonder you got a divorce.
No.
Oh.
The shit people can do is way more horrifying than any horror movie
Yeah.
could ever capture.
Yeah, exactly. But I try to keep it in perspective. For all these people who do atrocious things, you just have to look and see that they're outnumbered by 10, 20 million people who are working to make the world better.
Yeah, that's nice, except for Halloween. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that's what scares me. So going back to that, Jim, what scares you on that level?
Honestly, it's just, I guess what really scares me is the uncertainty of everything. I mean,
Really? That's actually
that
kind of gives me hope.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have an anxiety disorder, so that tends to play on things, and I just have. Sometimes I get really weird fears. Like fear that my father might die any day, or fear that that I won't find a job for at least another year.
Yeah, I guess that
Fear
is
that-
horrifying.
That's
The fear that we're gonna, the fear that we're gonna keep getting, that we're gonna keep getting involved in these stupid wars, and we may invite another terrorist attack on our country.
shit just got real.
I just lost my fucking buzz. God damn it, Jim.
Yeah.
You asked.
I know I did. I know it's my fault, but I still want to blame someone else besides me because I'm American.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? Hey, James.
Mm.
Something that's not so
Depressing.
grounded in reality. Something kind of in reality, but not quite. What scares the shit out of you? And don't say like my family fucking dying, or that we're about,
Well,
or I'm gonna be shipped off to Nam in 3 weeks.
If I'm getting shipped off to Nam in 3 weeks, that would be.
Yeah, you
That's
also have a killer
confusing.
vacation because a 5-star hotel costs like $32 a night. So let's say something else.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I'm scared of this. I mean, I know that every woman that's ever seen it says my dick is so huge that it just scares the hell out of them. So, I mean,
So you're afraid
maybe,
of lies. Gotcha.
I don't know. But like for me, I don't like the end of the world and stuff like that. It doesn't scare me because fuck it, everybody's gonna die. So, it's
Yeah,
I
but if you haven't like, for people who haven't done shit like me, that's
yeah,
you
but I
kind
mean
of
like
see.
yeah, I mean at least if everybody dies, doesn't matter if you never did anything.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Like nobody's gonna know.
I mean, I'd
Um,
like to do shit for myself,
yeah,
like,
it's
well, if
over.
it's only for my benefit, I'd kind of like to do that.
Yeah, I like to jerk off a lot too.
Yeah, that's probably better use of your time. No, I get what Jim was saying about like uncertainty, but I think for me it's more like honestly for me when I think about like just if everything in my life just simultaneously fell apart, like you just get a really bad string of luck. I think that's what's because I've had that happen to me before, and that's scary. Otherwise, knife wielding rapist clowns.
Mm.
Yeah, I was about to say. I mean,
Oh shit! Hey, did you hear about that roaming game of clowns? Gang of clowns?
da 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 da, rape you with a
I thought
pitchfork.
I
I'm
thought
a
that was
clown.
I thought that was an
It's
urban
true.
legend that like
No,
pops
no,
up
it's
every
true.
Halloween.
It's happening in California right now. There's like roving gangs of clowns going around,
Yeah, wasn't there?
freaking everybody out.
And this was after the one in England, right?
Yeah,
Oh
and I
my
live in
god.
California, so fuck me.
I used to, so I'm glad I'm not there anymore.
Well, here in
Uh,
Boston, you know what happens if you dress like a clown?
you get the shit beat out.
I know. So you know what? We have no fucking clowns. I don't give a shit. Fuck you guys. Maybe you should grow some fucking balls. We'll just walk up to you and be like, "The fuck are you doing, kid?"
I'd like to see them do that shit in Detroit or some other like.
They
Go to
probably have.
freaking.
You just haven't heard of them because they're dead.
I've seen people get shot dead in Compton. So I'd like to see somebody dressed as a clown get
Oh,
shot dead in Compton.
Oh shit! I didn't know we had
What are
Ice Cube up in here.
oh geez. I had
No, I actually this the true story. I'm going to meet a girlfriend of mine. I'm 20 years old. I take the train out, and we're going to go to Hollywood, and she says meet me at the Compton station. So I get off at the Compton station. It's the first time I've ever been in Compton. I look around. I go, actually, you know what? This place isn't so bad. Suddenly, I hear this pop, and I get sprayed with something, and I thought somebody'd spit on me. And I looked down at myself. It's like, man, this guy's got blood in his spit, I guess, because it's all red. And then I noticed that everybody's running for the stairs. I'm like, oh no, this fucking homeless guy right standing next to me got shot.
damn.
And then my girlfriend shows up, and I'm telling her what happened. She's like, yeah, we still going to Hollywood? What's going on?
That's
Man,
cold.
Well, shit! I just saw somebody get run over by a truck. I never saw someone get shot.
Something similar like that happened to my high school history teacher. He was on leave from touring in Vietnam, and he went to New York. And as he was getting off the subway in Greenwich Village, as soon as he got out of the subway station, he saw a guy get gunned down on the street, and he just turned right around and got back in that subway train.
As you do.
Mhm.
Well, that's the horrifying reality, worse than any fucking knife-wielding serial killer that you could ever imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And now on to a lighter note. Guess what, guys? It's time to watch a fucking movie.
yay.
Alright, so this is it. That's the end of the pregame. I'm done with my drink. I need to refresh this and then pull out the six-pack that I have. So, to
That's
all
what you
of
call
you...
your penis?
Yeah, party penis. Something about that. What?
The fuck?
Alright, until, I guess for you guys it would be tomorrow, but let's get on with that fucking movie.